Welcome along to episode 4 of Barmy Army TV. And before we get going, Chris, I would just like to say that I think this show is the bollocks.
So make sure you check them, lads, and get on to www.mybollocks.co.uk and use discount code BarmyArmy to get 10% off at checkout. Make sure you check them, lads.
Right, coming up on today's show, we'll be heading over to India to hear from Barmy Army on the ground ahead of the third test.
England batsman Creepy Crawley joins us to answer your questions in hashtag #AskZak.
Okay, first up though, Chris, we're going to have a little chat to Roger, who is with some friends and he's going to be representing, singing hopefully very loud and very proud for the Barmy Army for this pink ball test. Roger, first of all, have you seen the ground yet, and what's it like if you have?
No, really excited to get down there and see what it's like. It looks absolutely enormous. So I'm assuming I'm going to the players will be pinpricks out in the middle somewhere, but no, it looks great.
Let's hope it's not like being at the top tier at the MCG when you may as well be watching a game of Football Manager online or something. It's just like Subbuteo running around the pitch. But are you looking forward to coming up against 60,000 or so India fans and you and a few of your mates?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's about 5 of us for this test, and then we're taking a few more to the 4th test. So we've got a few banners and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to make our presence felt. Although I dare say we'll be up against stiff competition.
Have you watched much cricket over there before, Roger?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm based in Delhi, so get along see Delhi in the IPL as much as I can, really. So I've been to 3-4 games.
What's that like? What's that like, the atmosphere there? I mean, it must be unbelievable.
The atmosphere is brilliant. It's absolute carnage. It's less of a crowd and more, it's less of kind of a seated crowd and more just of a standing mass of people who they kind of move and cheer at kind of anything and everything. I think the last game I went to, Kohli was in town with the Bangalore Challengers, and it didn't matter whether you were a Delhi fan or not. The entire stadium was going nuts, but absolutely every second he was anywhere near the ball.
I must say, on behalf of everyone in the Barmy Army, it's very good of you to represent us overseas. It's been very sad that we can't be wherever the England team go for many years, but you've stuck your hand up and said, I'll fly the flag for the Barmy Army. So a massive thanks from everyone at the Barmy Army. I hope you're looking forward to it. No,
not at all. And it's great it's a huge privilege to be able to kind of recognise, its conditions back home are pretty tough at the moment. And it definitely feels like a bit of a privilege. It's always a privilege to go watch England playing a test cricket, but especially so at the moment. We're really aware of that, and we'll do our best to kind of capture the atmosphere as much as we can for people who can be here.
So, Roger, look, the opening delivery, I want to see if you and your pals are going to be singing Jerusalem, because we've seen Randy Caddick in Sri Lanka, who did a sterling job of representing. How's the vocal cords?
The vocal cords are absolutely terrible at the moment. I've just got back from playing a game of five-a-side, so they're absolutely shot to bits from screaming at a non-existent defence. But yeah, they'll be in good tune come Thursday.
That's all we need. That's all we need, mate. That's all we need, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a bit of effort. That's all we ask for. And like I say, once again, thank you so much for flying the flag.
England batsman Zak Crawley with us from his hotel room in India. Zak, pleasure to have you on Barmy Army TV. We won't discuss when you came on the Shackles Are Off podcast, because as some of our viewers may know, you absolutely did me hook, line and sinker. If you don't know what we're on about, go and have a listen back. I'd love to be able to stitch you up here, but these are all members' questions, so we'll fire them off. The first one is from Harry Scott on Twitter. He says, what was it like walking into the ground for the first time this week? Of course, we all know it's a big ground, so what was it like? Was it bigger than you thought it was going to be?
If I'm honest, no, it wasn't big enough for us to do, because we obviously heard how massive it was, but it's an incredible ground. We got the first time I've ever got a lift to the change room. But all the seats are orange as well, and obviously we're doing pink ball practice, so we're all doing fielding and absolutely shelling these catches because we can't see the ball coming. So hopefully they fill the seats up with some fans so we can see the ball coming this week. But I mean, it was it's an incredible ground, and yeah, to play in front of 60,000 people, which is, by the sounds of it, what we're going to get, it's going to be class.
Now, we've had too many questions to name a person that's asked this one, but I think you probably know what it's going to be about, sorry, and it's to do with a little card school you've got kicking off on tour, and that famous game of Monopoly that seems to have gone viral in the cricketing world. There's so many questions about it. It was the shocker of the week on the Barmy Army TV show last week, and I think Chuck's going to play us a little clip now.
Giving this man property, just give him money.
Listen, mate, listen, you're a chip shop player. We don't take your advice on these things.
The dice
I would take
why are you swapping properties with him?
So you have your greens and I'd have these, mate. He's got one way. Hotels on there, he's out. I'm not taking any deals from him.
Everyone's going to land here soon, and he'll just win. But why are you giving him anything that he can put a house on?
Listen, who's going there?
Chip shop. Honestly.
Get large, get very large. 12 large. Not 4.
16.
So good, Zach. So good.
That is funny. I actually haven't seen them yet. I heard about it, but I haven't seen them yet. That's brilliant. Oh my God. It's a really emotional game. Like, we started playing and I was like, well, let's have a bit of fun. And as soon as you go one lap of the board, it's like there's no fun anymore. It's just all about winning, isn't it? It's just really competitive. I was getting so angry. Oh, I was first out as well. What a nightmare after calling him a chip shop player as well. He ended up winning, I think.
Has the board been out again?
Yeah, we played a couple of days ago, and a similar sort of thing. Me and Bessie was playing this time. Thankfully, he wasn't filming. And he was a chip shop player, actually. Bessie, he was rubbish. Yeah, no, it's good though. Good game.
Moving on to our next member's question, Zach. It's actually from, it says here, at DonBess99. Obviously one of our members. It says, why do you get called Mary Berry?
Oh, there it is. I had the worst barnet in the world during the summer, and I thought that was me then. Actually, it looked a bit like that barnet there, and that is pretty much it. So I got the same haircut as her. I had the same haircut as her in the summer, but the lads wanted me. It's one of my biggest regrets this summer. The lads wanted me to do like a Mary Berry celebration if I got 50 or 100, and I bottled it both times. So that was my regret of the summer, actually.
Oh, fantastic. Now we've got another question here from. It's going to have to go unnamed for the just to remain anonymous as he's requested. Is it true that you have previously played golf with a friend of yours with the last name Shevchenko?
Oh, is that Don Bess again?
I wouldn't like to say.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I haven't played golf with Shevchenko. He thinks I have. He thinks I have, but I haven't.
Incredible.
He thinks I've played with all sorts of people, but I like to build this picture of falsehood around my golfing game, but no, I haven't.
This one from Liam Kitson. It's just simply, how old were you when you started playing cricket? Child prodigy?
Yeah, well, I reckon I was probably 6 or 7 in the back garden with the old man. Well, it must have been 6 because I started playing for my club side when I was 7. So yeah, maybe that's my first memories of cricket, but I probably did play tennis ball when I was younger than that. But I remember playing when I was 6, 7. And,
was that your old man John Crawley then, was it? Old man John?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a special tuition from John. Yeah.
He would have been mid-20s.
We had so many questions about that, Zach, right? Asking if that is your dad. I mean, quite clearly isn't, is it? So now is your chance to go on record. I mean, I know you've done it on interviews before, but it's not your dad, is it?
No, John Crawley isn't my dad. Just for the record. Hopefully that's the final word on it. But
that is probably the best soundbite I'm ever going to hear. John Crawley is not my dad. Michael Manley has asked, what is your favourite memory from your 267 knock against Pakistan this summer?
It'd have to be the moment getting 100. Just that moment. It's like it was just all I've ever thought about was that moment since I was about 9, walking around my bedroom pretending I got 100 for England. And I'd play games with myself in the room. Like, if I've got a pair of socks, if I hit the door, I'm going to score 100 for England when I'm older. And so it's sort of like weird things like that. So it has to be that moment. That's kind of like the culmination of all my thoughts as a kid, really.
Fantastic. That's really cool. I like that. A few people asked this one as well. Are you a football fan, Zach?
I like the football. Yeah.
Who do you support?
Charlton Athletic for my sins.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. Hey, look, at least you're not a Glory supporter. That's pretty good. I like that. No. Sam Billings, massive Man United fan.
He's from down south.
Exactly.
I don't get these blokes United from London. Like, seriously.
It's about
he's got to have a look at himself there, Billings.
We like that. Hope to see you back in the Championship soon. Although we might be one, so I won't say who I support. Might be able to guess from Sheffield in the Championship. Next question. Maria has asked, who's the funniest England player in the current team?
Oh, tough one. I reckon there's a few funny blokes. I reckon the one who makes me laugh the most without trying is Moeen Ali. He's just a really dry sense of humour, funny bloke. Just he's always looking to take the mick out of someone. And it'd have to be him, I reckon.
Quality. Last one for you, Zach, on Barmy Army TV. What was the battle between you and Sam Curran like when you played against each other at school? I didn't know that was a thing, actually.
Yeah, that's fun. Wow, who's that from?
It's from Woody Bocock.
Oh, I remember Woody Bocock. Yeah, he played for Wellington as well. I suppose it was pretty fire at the time. We didn't really know each other that well. We didn't really get along, to put it lightly. But no, he's a great bloke now. We laugh about it now, but it was funny back in the day. So they were a good side as well. So we had to be on our top game to beat them. But we did beat them actually most years. So thanks for that one, Woody.
Great question. I've got a question, Zach. I want to know, as like a young cricketer, up and coming, playing in India for your first time, how tough is it?
It's one of those things. I think having watched on the sideline, obviously, unfortunately, been out the first 2 tests, but having watched, it's one of those. If you're behind in the game, it's just so hard to claw it back. The support they get over here and the way they know their own conditions. As soon as they get a slight lead in the game, they take so much momentum through it. So you got to get ahead early, like we did in the first game. With Joe and Dom Sibley batting really well and putting us ahead, but. It's one of those, you can't stop the tide really once you're behind in the game. They're brilliant at just finishing off games. So it's not too different to other subcontinent places we play, but it's just the fact that they're just so good at winning when they're ahead, I think.
Quality. Thanks, Zach. Really appreciate you coming on. And go well. Have a good rest of your tour, buddy.
I appreciate it. Cheers, boys.
Zach, top man. Great to hear from Creepy Crawley once again. He's a great bloke and I wish him all the best. Hopefully we get to see him in the next test match over in India. But now it's time for a good little segment here, Armchair Fanzone, and we're starting with Legend of the Week. Barmy Army founding member Adam Carroll, aka Streaky, was bored of the cricket. None at the weekend, was there? So what did he decide to do? He decided to have a swim in mid-February and he was sporting his proud Barmy Army t-shirt.
Oh, God, it looks cold, that, Chris, doesn't it? Well, fair play, though, to Streaky. That's some effort, isn't it?
It is some effort. At this time of the year, you would not catch me going in the English Channel.
Adam Carroll, our legend of the week here on Barmy Army TV. Now it's time for Shocker of the Week.
I can't wait to get you to the Gabrash. Tell you what.
Well, it's a little bit different this week because it's actually Jofra Archer's Wi-Fi. Look, I'll explain. We've heard from some of the England players here and on the podcast over the last few weeks. Obviously, Mark Wood swimming in the bath, interesting option. We've also seen players playing cards, as we've just seen with Zak Crawley playing a bit of Monopoly. A lot, though, have been hitting up Warzone on the Xbox. Me neither, Chris, by the way. But this week, all hell broke loose for Joff. His Wi-Fi was down. Cue an absolute Twitter meltdown. Look at some of these tweets. So that's our shocker of the week. Now then, welcome along to this week's Battle of the Armies. The Bharat Army are going head-to-head with the Barmy Army once again.
This week, it's the turn of our junior members. My favourite Battle of the Armies, this one. We have 10-year-old Rayan represented India, and we have 13-year-old Rohan represented England.
Now, Rohan, right, you're taking in a 2-0 lead for the Barmy Army into this week's challenge. Are you feeling confident, my friend?
Very confident.
Oh, we like it. We like it, Chris.
Wow. And Rayan, you are down 2-0 thanks to your Bharat Army friends. Are you confident that you can claw it back for India?
Yes.
Hey.
There we go. Now, both full of confidence. Well, this week's challenge is a lockdown classic. Throwing tea bags into a mug. Now, we're going to give you both 1 minute to try and get as many tea bags into that mug as possible. Are you both ready? You both look ready. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, right. We'll do a little countdown, shall we, Chris?
Yeah.
Right. 3,
2,
1.
go!
Go! Oh, it looks good so far. Flying in from Rayan. He's very close. I'm trying to keep an eye on as many tea bags flying towards us as possible. Rayan's getting a few in. Oh, that one in off the rim as well. Love to see that. I love what Rowan is just dipping. He's got the motion down, hasn't he? Swish and flick, swish and flick. It's fantastic stuff. Now, with just a few seconds left on the clock, 15 seconds left.
Going.
12 seconds. Now we're into the final 10 seconds. Both tea bags running out. Both mugs looking pretty full.
2, 1. Stop there. I don't believe it.
Wow. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that. Both outstanding efforts.
Sudden death here on Battle of the Armies for Barmy Army TV. Rayan with 12, Rohan equalising with 12, and we're into extra time.
Rayan, get ready to go. Sudden death. First one into it wins. Penalty shootout style. Rayan, take it away. Fantastic.
Fabulous. Rohan, when you're ready.
Wow. Straight in.
Rayan, when you're ready. And it's in again. It's
magnificent.
Rohan, when you're ready.
Oh, Rohan.
All right, Army, take it. Rayan, well done. You are today champion of the Battle of the Armies, bringing it back to 2-1 for the Bharat Army. How do you feel?
Happy.
Hey, and a great effort from both of you, both to Rayan and to Rowan. Thank you so much for taking part.
But my mom's more happy than me.
You're more happy. And Rohan, how are you feeling?
A bit gutted.
Don't be. We've got plenty more challenges where they came from for the future. But thank you both so much for coming on to be on Battle of the Armies for Barmy Army TV.
And so that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, guys. And now that brings the scores back to 2-1 to the Barmy Army. And well, it was a sterling effort, that, Chris. Probably the most excitement we've had on yet, isn't it? So a great way to end this week's episode. Thanks so much to everybody who's contributed to episode 4 of Barmy Army TV. It's been an absolute pleasure. And well, we wish both sides all the best for the upcoming test match, the pink ball test. But obviously, as always, come on England, and thanks for watching.